Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Mondays with Mindy. Hi, Mindy.
Hi, sorry, I was just fixing my bangs.
That's okay. They look great.
Thanks. Today we are thrilled to welcome singer, songwriter, and author Jake Shears. Jake is best known as the lead singer of the pop rock band Scissor Sisters that he founded with his friend Scott Hoffman after the two moved to New York City in 2001. First finding success across the pond in the United Kingdom and Ireland, Jake became just as known for his onstage provocative dancing and flamboyant outfits as his amazing voice and music. Jake has also had a very successful collabs with other artists like Tyga, Kylie Minogue, and Calvin Harris. He's also collaborated with John Garden to write the music for the musical version of Tales of the City. And in 2013, he duetted with Cher on the track Take It Like a Man for her album, Closer to the Truth. In 2017, Jake released his first song as a solo artist, Creep City, and that following year made his Broadway debut, starring in Kinky Boots. Later in 2018, Jake published his autobiography, Boys Keep Swinging. The memoir explores his evolution as a young artist, his entry into the music scene in New York City, his band's rise to iconic status and international fame. It's an inspiration to anyone with determination and a dream. That same year, he debuted his solo album of the same name. And in 2019, he toured with Kylie Minogue while also performing solo shows around the country. Last year, he appeared as the unicorn on ITV's The Masked Singer and also released the hit single Meltdown, his tribute to the great musical pioneers, Sylvester, one of the greatest, Sylvester. This year, Jake will return to the dance floor with his latest solo release, Do the Television, and the Boys Noise single, All I Want, out now on Defected Records. Oh, this is why I don't think I could be a DJ.
It's a lot to say for someone that accomplished, huh?
Right?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a very big fan. I'm excited to bring him into the show. Here we go. Jake Shears.
I can tell you're speechless. Yay, Jake. Woohoo!
Hey.
Hello.
Yippee!
Hello.
How's it going, Mindy? Hi, Christian.
Hi,
Oh my
welcome.
God, so good. And as I said to you, before we started recording, better to see your face. I am better now.
I feel the same way. I feel the same way. How's it going?
You know what? We can't complain, can we, Christian?
No, we certainly
I mean,
can't.
we could, but we just aren't those people. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, we start each episode. Christian and I came up with 20 questions. I pull 5. We just start gabbing. That's
Great.
kind of what happens.
Great. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we'll get
Little
more
get to know you.
serious or not.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm
We'll
fine
see.
with either.
That I know for sure. Do you have a hidden talent or something you do that would surprise people?
I do. I wouldn't know. It's not necessarily a talent, but it's something that I like to do sometimes is contact juggling. I grew up, watching Labyrinth as so many kids did with Bowie and Henson made that. And there's a lot of contact juggling in that movie that a puppeteer makes it look like David Bowie's doing it. And it was always my dream to at least get the basics down for it. So I took some lessons and, I've got a pretty heavy crystal ball that will break your foot if it drops on your foot, but I can pass it around and make it do some cool stuff.
Wow.
Very impressive.
I was very
Okay.
curious what you were going to say there. I'm like,
I know.
What has he not shown us? But that's a good
Oh my
one.
God. Love. What do you splurge on?
What do I splurge on? I splurge on I splurge on therapy and trainers and I really believe in having expensive psychiatrists if you can, expensive therapists, and just throwing money at problems just health and working out. I always tell friends who have the means with certain issues, I'm just I'm very fortunate to be able to do that. But I always say, just throw as much money as you can at it. And, things will, maybe get better. I don't know. But that's what I splurge on is basically, just my
Self-care.
general well-being.
Yeah. Okay.
I
So
guess so.
I have to ask, are you the kind of person who goes to therapy for a specific thing? And so there's a beginning, middle, and end to it? Or do you just have a relationship with a therapist that is ongoing and you talk about past, future, present, all the above?
Well, I've got a psychiatrist that I've been with since like 2006, 2005. So it's like we have this like long running relationship. And then I have like a relationship therapist that I've had for a couple years now.
Interesting.
That basically sort of focuses on that and like, sort of the complexities of relationships with folks. I know it's important to me to like, I'm always trying to like clean up my side of the street, whatever I need to do,
Very
I'm 42, I'm single, I gotta mingle.
I mean, I'm not worried about you. Okay, is that wrong? I'm just not too concerned. Okay. I know you are. I don't mean to poo-poo your wants and desires, but I'm not concerned. And as a fag hag since I was 14, I think I really do have, my opinion matters.
Absolutely, always.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to be alone for long if you don't want ya. Okay. Who is your favorite relative?
Oh there's so many, but my favorite relative is my cousin Jackie Sue, and she's my second cousin. She's a hairdresser who has the higher the hair, the closer to God kind of hair. Wow. She's small. She has a huge laugh, and she talks very loudly, and is always just like laughing, and she's just like a pure joy to be around. I've got so many amazing relatives, but she's just one of my absolute favorites.
Okay. Do you see your family often?
I do. I'm headed to go see my mom and dad in like 2 weeks. My dad's almost 93 years old.
Fun. Oh, yes.
Wow.
Oh,
yeah. And
that's brilliant.
Still like going strong.
Oh my God. Love it.
Amazing.
So necessary. I'm one of the lucky ones too. I have my parents and we're very close, and it's like, yes, I'm all about that. When is the last time you cried?
Oh my God. Yesterday.
Do you cry more out of sadness or joy?
Oh God, I do. But if I'm very emotional, I will cry about things that I feel passionately about. And then, I cry when I'm sad. Definitely.
Yeah. So
I'm a crier. Absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm a very emotional person.
Yeah, same. I'm a weeper, but interestingly enough, I tend to cry. Well, I cry often, but I cry more out of joy or happiness or when I'm moved.
Yeah. It's, definitely like when I think that's a good way to put it. Like just being moved in general. Yeah.
Okay. What is your favorite place in the world?
New Orleans, where I'm at right now.
Yeah. Why?
I've been here. Everything about it. It's just, I think it's a really magical place. I think it's one of the best places in the world. I've been all over the place. I love the people here. I love the history. I love the connection that people have to the city. I love the music. I love the food. I love, it's just like on some, it's just got a vibe to it. It's some portal to somewhere. I don't know, but it's like fun and creepy and dark and joyful. And it's just got everything.
Well, in the history of the city too. I don't think, Christian, we've talked to too many people in the South.
Oh, really? No.
How was your COVID experience, as far as, I don't need obviously the similarities that we all went through, but how did everybody, for the most part, deal with it in New Orleans?
It was great. In the city, everyone took it very, everyone really seemed to take it very seriously, but it was super interesting because, in the Crescent, there's only about 350,000 people.
Exactly. Yes.
It's a
very small town.
And, we have millions of tourists, and that's usually when you look around, on a normal day in New Orleans, you're seeing tourists. So it was fascinating that it was like a once in a lifetime moment that the city, everyone you saw was local. So that was really interesting. It was a very interesting year and sweet in that way. It was just very different. It was one of those times where you're like, this is once in a lifetime that I'm going to sort of see my city like this,
Yeah. And you did you stay put there?
I did. I bought a house right before COVID, and then moved into it in October. And I was just, I was here. I just sort of
Good
nested,
timing.
me and the dog, and yeah.
Amazing.
Wow.
Amazing. So when did you move down there from New York City? Has it been a really
About
long time?
I've been here. I've been splitting my time here for 6 years. I mean, I had a condo here for a long time. I mean, I'm in and out so much,
Right.
But no,
Me
I've
too.
consolidated everything here, and have I'm always jumping around. But I like to spend like half my time here,
Yeah.
ideally.
Yeah. 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 No, I understand completely.
It's too small for me to be here like year round. I mean, I would go out of my mind. I mean, it's like it's my quiet place, sort of. It's like, I would go.
Yeah.
I do go a little bit crazy if I'm here for too long. I
Yeah.
need to
No,
step
I
out.
can understand that. So we basically, started this last year, this podcast, because
Mm.
Christian and I both being creatives, it's like that's really the only thing I was missing. I mean, being the introvert that I am and the homebody that I am, it was not a hardship for me. Obviously, I had financial means and food and water. And so honestly, to be told, like, I don't know, the city's closed for what I didn't know was going to be a year, but a few months was not crazy. But I missed
Mhm.
talking to other creatives. So we founded Mondays with Mindy, and we talked to everybody about their creative process. I know that's a
Yeah.
really lofty thing, but like when I say like, what's your creative process? How does that enter your brain, and what spits out? As far as that, do you write every day? Do you play every day? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I used to have a ton of stuff going on. So like right now I'm in the middle of making an album. I'm in the middle of two musicals that I've been working on for a long time. I've got a radio show on Sirius on Fridays. I've started my second book. Um, there's always
amazing.
I'm starting a movie project for doing music
Twiddling
for
your
it. So there's
thumbs,
always just like,
definitely.
Yes.
what's that?
Twiddling your
Yeah,
thumbs,
yeah,
clearly.
just well, I feel so lazy sometimes, which is the weird thing, is I feel like I don't feel like I work that much, but I do. And I always try to keep something going every day. I just feel like if you work a little bit on whatever I'm moved to work on or whatever I need to get done, I do it every day. I mean, right before I, got on here to speak to y'all, I am, working on a song that was just over and just, laying down vocals and working on melodies. And this is this is a producer I love very much that I contacted. And I was like, if you've got any like cool demos that, I would love to, try my hand at it. So stuff like that. There's always like little things, big things to work on. And I keep notebooks. I think a lot that the shower is kind of my thinking place.
Yeah.
If I get stuck, I just go get in the shower.
That's so great. Yes.
Because it's sort of the only place in our world that we just are closed off, that we sort of have like real alone time is in the shower. And
Yeah.
my brain can just start actually maybe like putting some pieces together in there.
Yes.
I also really love working with other people. So I'm, other people, I never do anything alone usually. I mean, I'll put ideas down alone and I'll write alone sometimes, but I really prefer getting things done with collaborators. And so I have a ton of collaborators I'm always in contact with,
Yes.
working on a lot of different stuff. So, it's multifaceted. I just feel super lucky that I'm able to do that. And nothing ever feels like a job,
Which is
which
everything. But
is,
that's also being a creative in art, right? It's where we choose to make it. Yeah.
yeah. And I get a lot of joy out of just making things. And these days I really just make things for the sake of making them. Like I don't have any agenda behind stuff. I want things to be successful. I want people to find them and appreciate them, but that's not my first and foremost. It's like the creation of things is my is the real fun part for me.
So what's it been like being off stage for a year and a half? Because I
And I
know
was like,
you're that persona of when you're live is something to be. I mean, I got a gift when Mickey brought me to see you in New York.
yes.
I mean, I had no idea. You live is a totally different experience than just listening to you, I have to say. And so like, I wondered, just coming from that, how much are you pining for it, or has that energy been channeled into something else?
I mean, it's definitely been challenging. Thank you for your kind words with that. It's very sweet. Performing is my real number one. And I was
Mhm.
just like getting my hair cut today, and I said for the first time, uh, it came out of my mouth. I said, I don't feel like a performer anymore,
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
which is just it's such a I feel like something is just gone that I don't get to do anymore, and I don't really see it coming on the horizon, frankly. At the moment, I'm pretty pessimistic about it, and so I'm
Well,
just
I am
preparing
not.
for that. You're
Yeah,
not.
I
You're
I
not.
am
Okay.
not.
Okay.
So I will rub off on you in a minute because it not only will be back, it's actually going to be so necessary, as
Yeah.
far as not only what we need, but to do as
Yeah.
performers, as artists, but like what people are really going to need and become necessary, like must go see live shows, must.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have
Yeah.
sing-alongs in my house on Sundays sometimes. There's a woman named Henrietta who's in her 80s, and she's been a lounge singer at Pat O'Brien's here for like 45 years.
Holy
And she
hell.
comes over, and a couple of, we'll just get a gathering of folks. Some people can play the piano, and everybody sort of gets up and sings, and you just like hang out and have drinks, and it really is heaven. And
Heaven.
I actually feel so good for me to just get up and sing in front of 12 people that are my friends.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
that satisfies something on a certain level.
So we were talking about, and this is like now going on 2 years, maybe three in New York, but you were talking about doing a project with Elton John. Is that the film score
That
or
is a stage show. Yeah, I mean
the stage show?
it's a musical. Yeah, that's
So that's one of
if
the one of
everything.
the two that you're working on.
Yeah, Elton and I have written a whole score together, and
Amazing.
I still always pinch myself about it, and the music is something I'm so proud of. I think it's so good, and yeah, it's just a trip. We've been working on it for, musicals take forever. We've been working on it for 6 years,
Yes.
and
Wow.
and we're going into production mode now.
Yeah.
So very excited about it, and
I'm
it's just
so
going to be one of
excited
those
for you.
things. I've only done. I'm working on that's my second. I'm working on another musical right now. That'll be my third. My first musical just had its 10-year anniversary, which was an adaptation of Tales of the City, and I got to say,
Yes.
I have never had an
By the way, can I
experience.
just interrupt you and say that I saw that and did not put it together until I was writing the intro. And I'm like,
Really?
yes.
Oh my God, that's so cool that you saw it.
Oh my God. It was amazing.
That's so cool. Thank
So
you.
FYI. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, that's great, because it's hard with theater, because sometimes you don't feel like once it's gone, you don't feel like you've got much to show for it. And that's sort of part of the heartbreak of it. But being on the other end of something like that, and musicals are such hard work, and it takes so much to get it all there, and it takes so many people, and it's such a feat. I just think it's like the most archaic form of art that anybody can do. It's just like there's no shortcuts or anything, and everybody's got to have their game on. So it's like just being there every night. I would just cry every night when the show started, because it was just like a feeling that I've never experienced before. Just sitting there watching something actually unfold in front of an audience. And I say musicals are nothing but heartbreak. I always say I'm never going to fucking write another musical again.
You're on your third.
Yes, and I keep going back on that.
But there's always forward propulsion. That's what I always say. I mean, it's the same with trying to make a movie, a theatrical film. I mean, it's years. People don't understand that it's years and years and years. And just having the close friendships that I do with people like Todd Almond, who it has been writing and trying to produce these same musicals again for decades. And one comes to fruition and you don't even know what to do with yourself because it's actually happening, I mean, so I can only through osmosis kind of understand. So I'm thrilled for you because I know that it's going to happen. I mean,
thank you.
And probably all at the same time.
No, that's what ended up happening.
irony.
That's really scary about having 8 projects going on at once, is like suddenly it's like, oh my God, it's all happening right now.
And how has your music changed in regard to getting it out to the fans and just getting it out? It's such a different animal than when you guys started, which by the way wasn't that long ago. But
Wasn't that long ago, but I mean, but we were. It's so crazy, and I feel so fortunate that that I got to, as a child of. I was born in '78, so basically a child of the '80s, and a fan of the analog, and we sold CDs. Our first two albums, like we sold, it was all CDs, and I'm just so glad that when our first album came out, iTunes didn't even exist. So, I feel fortunate to. I mean, you can see like I've got a full record collection.
Oh my God.
Like I'm a big
but I love you more right now. No, I could not.
So I love that side of things, and I feel very fortunate that we started at a time where we could sell CDs, and it is different. It's completely different. I don't like it as much anymore. The sort of instant gratification is kind of, but in other ways it's amazing. And
Access.
At the moment I'm just kind of like doing it myself. I mean, I'm hoping to get my next record signed. It's a dance album, and I think it's amazing. I'm really excited about it.
You have a good track record with those, so
you'll
probably be good.
It's like it's
but
a barn
burner. I have ideas that I want to talk to you about, which we won't do on air, on this podcast. But I do. Great. I actually had a couple of like, ooh, I know who I need to put you with.
Cool.
For certain things. Yes, exactly. What or who inspires you?
What or who inspires you? Sometimes it could be, I love finding in life, like, I think muses are real.
Mm-hmm.
And, there are friendships in my life that I will have people in mind when I'm writing things, and I will make things for specific people, or I will, when I'm making something, I'm thinking the whole time, like, I can't wait until like my buddy Jason hears this, or I can't wait to play this for so-and-so.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times friends and people that I'm close with inspire me and become those muses in a way.
Amazing.
I mean, all kinds of things, but people close to me really inspire me.
What do you binge on musically? Or does it vary?
God, lately it's been this is so out of character for me, kind of, but like, okay. I don't know what's gotten into me, but the new John Mayer album is like sending me to Mars. It's just got everything. It's like right up my alley.
Yeah.
It's just like sort of 80s classic rock, but I binge on a lot. I've got a dance music show on Sirius on Fridays. I just got a new set of CDJ 3000, so I love just DJing for fun. I DJ out. I love tons of dance music. I'm super into like hard techno and darker house. And I listen to
as someone who doesn't know what does darker house mean? I don't know what that means.
Just stuff that, like, when I DJ, I'm definitely like, I play stuff that's a little, that's just darker, that's a little more late night, that's a little druggier, that's a little like, a little more kind of maybe disturbing, like on a dance floor.
I mean, you're talking to someone who used to do trance dances. So, I mean,
what are trance dances?
Are you serious? Oh my God. So trance dances. I mean, seriously, I went from, late night clubbing to, the fag hag that I am. Listen, I started young, but trance dances was something that occurred, I'm going to say 20 years ago. And you would go into a dark basement, completely dark, and there would be music, certain kinds of music, and the DJ would take you through a trance. So it would start out as normal dance music, and then it would kind of get a little techno, and then it would kind of get I don't know how to describe it, like, I mean, almost like metaphysical religious music, but with a beat. And you would just dance until you lose yourself, and it would be a trance dance. Like you would lose.
Wow.
We would dance for 6 or 7 hours.
Amazing.
at a time, which by the way, I still love to do, which is like my, what do people don't know about you? Is I have certain people in my life, my friend Serkan and I mean, we will go and we will just dance for 7 hours.
Amazing. That's
Yeah.
you got
So
to. I
those
mean,
are,
that
but they
feels
used
so
to be more
good.
organized and they were called trans
Okay.
dances.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That sounds like a lot of fun. I love throwing dance parties. A bunch of buddies of mine and I've been doing like our own little been getting great sound systems and going out to like the Mojave Desert and setting up, for like 60 of us, all night long, like in the middle of nowhere, that kind of stuff. It's a lot of fun.
Okay. I need to give you my number.
Yeah, I would love it. I would love it. But yeah, no, I've been trying, I do classic rock. I find these like, at auction and stuff, I'll just get like 45 collections.
My word.
And then just like, I'll just sit around and play 45s of like, just tons of stuff that I don't know, that I've never heard. And you can just find like crazy,
amazing,
like singles that will just like blow your mind. I mean, some of it's like, you'll just be like, oh my God. I mean, I found a song by Scott Rogers that I got at an auction, and it's a song called My Uncle Used to Love Me, But She Died. And, like what? And that's become like, My Uncle Used to Love Me, But She Died is really one of the best songs you'll ever have heard. So it's just
I need to like, that has to be like on a t-shirt or on the name of a chapter of a book.
It's so good.
Or a Ryan Murphy
and it's a great
anthology.
Song. Yeah. So, I love discovering stuff and playing it. I've also got like a turntable set up in my kitchen. I've got like 5 or 6 whole music stations just in my house.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing. Did you lose yourself as we all did in COVID with watching certain shows? Are you a TV or movie watcher or not really? It's music only?
I watch films. I'm not as great with, I prefer a movie to a longer thing. It's a real commitment for me. I do love feature films. Mm-hmm. And I watch a lot of them, and I watch a lot of older stuff, and I'm always trying to discover movies. So I'm less inclined to binge watch series, but I mostly, during like real lockdown, I just got better at I got a brand new setup and just really worked on getting better at my music rig and running Logic. Amazing. And just getting ideas, just like pen to paper. So I've like really had a big leap as far as, I don't consider myself like a front seat producer or anything, but my skills have gotten a lot better just in creating, just in getting ideas down, recording my own vocals, all that stuff.
Yeah. What are you obsessed with?
What am I obsessed with?
Or are you?
God,
are you an obsessive person?
Love.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. It's one of love is one of them. Yeah, I love I think that's I'm just like basically, music and creation, and I love booze and recreational drugs a lot. Mm-hmm. But I'm doing this thing now where I woke up early spring and was like, realized I'm like, I've been hungover for 6 months every morning. Like, this sucks. Like, I was just like, I've had it.
Yeah.
I feel like shit. And I'm like tired of feeling like shit. So I've been doing 6 weeks. I do 6 weeks of no drinking. And then I do a week of drinking. And then I just go back to 6 more weeks of no drinking. So I really like plan just 1 week in various spots, and where I just kind of let myself do whatever I want, and then go back to, I don't want to be sober or anything, but but it really has changed my life. Like,
I was going to say, how has it affected your life? Like, what do you notice? Or what do you,
I noticed that
obviously you physically feel better.
Yeah.
I physically feel better, and just personality wise, my edges pop out. I've always been I'm more intense. Mm-hmm. I find that I have deeper conversations with people. My focus is better just in having a dialogue with someone. I definitely notice I have deeper conversations. Parties can be hard, but I just kind of like push through. It can be uncomfortable being at a party, not having that lubrication.
Right.
But just kind of push through. But I love partying all night with people because I can get 3 or 4 hours sleep and feel like fine the next day.
Yes, exactly.
So I'm not keeping myself from anything. Sorry.
Yeah, no. I mean, I just sort of aged out of that kind of like crazy, I just can't, I physically can't do it anymore. So, I mean, part of it just growing older is like, I can't. Not that I don't want to, I can't.
Yeah, that's what it's kind of been feeling like. And I'm just like, I want to go, I'm 42 and I want to go into my 40s like feeling great. And, not waking up in the morning being like overwhelmed by all those things I was talking about. I want to look at what I'm doing and be excited about it.
Right. Yeah. And be able to do it. Not that you didn't before, but and be present for it. Truthfully.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And what about getting back on stage as far as musicals or are these theater pieces, are you strictly behind the scenes or is one of them for you?
No, I mean, there could be some magical moment where it's like, oh my, but no, I'm just creating them, but I would really love to get back on Broadway.
I'd love to see you back on Broadway.
That was, it was just one of the best times of my life. And it was one of the most challenging things I've ever done. And I've learned so much. And I love just biting off more than I can chew. You know what I mean? Where I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. And, it's one of my favorite things to do.
That's so interesting. It's so scary. I like being underestimated. And I think that's kind of the flip of the coin of that.
Interesting.
Because it really is, the result is kind of the same of just feeling like, let me show you.
Yeah.
I got it. I can do it.
Yeah. I love I had to, work and work and work. I'm terrible at choreography, and in
that's so surprising to me.
I'm not great at choreography. I can like improv my way all over a stage, but I can't like choreography. And I had to do, Kinky Boots. There's a number on treadmills and it's just like, so, it was some major work, but it was so gratifying and I would love to be in another show.
Well, I would love to see you because I do have to say, as talented as you are, your voice is something so special. You are an amazing performer. Amazing. And I just think everyone on the planet should see you live and in person at least one time.
At least once.
Oh, that's very sweet. Thank you.
For sure.
Thank you. I don't know. You know what? It's funny. It's just, I'm just fucking winging it. I don't know what I'm doing. I literally just run out there.
But that's the nature of being an artist and a creative anyway. You just really do have a little gypsy spirit and you just kind of go where the next opportunity is. I do believe it's what makes us terminal optimists. I'm convinced. A lot of people would disagree with me, but I am one of those.
Yeah, I'm definitely an optimist. I am an optimist, even though I was cranky about COVID earlier. I'm an optimist.
Yeah.
In the big picture.
As I would tell people, like it keeps giving. I mean, it was a little relentless. So that was the part that everyone talked about fatigue. I was just like, oh my God, I have had relationships like this where it's just, I'm trying to get out and I can't. So the relentlessness of it was trying. I will say. Yeah. Anyway, I am so grateful that you said yes to doing an episode. I wanted to see your face. I wanted to talk to you. Totally selfish. Christian is an obsessed fan. I just want to say.
Big time.
Awesome. Amazing. Very cool.
Nice big fan of music.
And I adore you. And I can't wait to see everything and anything that you do.
Awesome. They're very sweet. Thank you for having me today. It's really fun to be on here with you and to see y'all.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, big round of applause for Jake Shears. This episode of Mondays with Mindy is brought to you in part by our sponsors. When by Chaz Dean and The Cocktail Party, Love Mary. Straight, wavy, or curly, When hair and body care is everyone's type. Today, When encompasses a full array of cruelty-free hair and skincare products perfect for you. Visit chazdean.com or mondayswithmindy.com and start redefining your routine today. Tired of cooking? Love fancy hors d'oeuvres but don't have any idea how to prepare? Look no further. The Cocktail Party Love Mary is here. For 15 years, New York's caterer to the stars and our pal Mary Giuliani has served her deliciously whimsical hors d'oeuvres to the best names in art, fashion, and entertainment. Now she's put them all in an adorable little box to send from her heart to your home. As Mary says, all you have to do is turn on your oven, pour yourself a drink, and enjoy more time with your guests. She'll take care of the rest. Go to marygiuliani.com or mondayswithmindy.com for more information and to order yours today.